How's it going, everyone? This is EK1 from EK1 Tech, and today we're going to be telling you a few settings you need to change on your brand new PS5. Now, even if you've had your PS5 for a little while, you're probably going to want to look at these settings. It's going to help you in the long run. Now, before we get into the video, if you find this helpful, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button with the little notification bell. When we get to 10,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a PS5, so be sure to hit that subscribe. Now, let's get straight into the video. So as you can see on screen, we have our PlayStation 5. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your settings, go down into System, go to your power saving, and then make sure you just basically set it to off. So don't put in rest mode. So basically, if you're watching movies or you're watching Netflix and stuff like that, just make sure it's in don't put in rest mode, and that won't cut off the games and stuff like that you're playing. Now, another thing you can do is go to screen and video. Make sure you put in your video output exactly what it should be. So for me, I always go 2160p. So, which is the 4K, because I'm using a 4K monitor. For you, if any are grayed out, it means that you don't have that monitor or you haven't got it onto that correct monitor. So make sure you pick the highest one. If you leave it automatic, I find it kind of jumps between them. So for me, I want it solid at 2160p. And then the transfer rate automatic. And I have HDR off because I don't like that extra glare and the extra look. However, if you want that on, just put it on automatic and that means that it will be on. You can then go and adjust the HDR settings. Of course, they have to be on. And then what happens is then your HDR basically will show you some icons where to make them brighter, darker, etc. We'll have a look at that right now. So it will say basically make it brighter, make it darker, so you can barely see. And then you'll go through that tutorial setting up your HDR. So for deep color, automatic, and RGB range, automatic recommended as well. Another step you can do is go to saved data and games app settings. Then when you're going to go into here, you're going to go to your auto downloads and make sure they're both on yes, so you don't have to keep downloading your updates for your games. Also, what you're going to want is to go down to game presets and then go to difficulty and just leave that at game default. Performance mode is where you're going to want to change. So basically, take it off game default. There's two different options here. Performance mode, that's going to be more for your FPS shooters. It's going to give you a higher frames per second. Now, a lot of the games are locked at 60 or 120 on some games on PS5. However, if you want that extra performance, you're playing like Call of Duty, Fortnite, stuff like that, you're going to want performance mode on. If you are playing solo player games like Miles Morales or something solo where you don't need them high frames, but you want to appreciate all of the background and all of the visuals, then you're going to want to put resolution mode on. For me, I play a lot of shooting games and stuff like that. So for me, I'm going to go for performance mode, meaning, you know, I'm going to get higher levels of performance from the game, but it might lack a little bit graphically. So for videos, if I'm doing something like Outriders, I will switch that to resolution mode to make it a little bit more better looking for the video footage. Now, back out of this and go down to captures and broadcast. Now, this is going to be an important one. For your captures, if you're capturing any kind of footage or you want to be a content creator, you know, you're uploading to YouTube and stuff like that, and you're using the share button on your PlayStation, basically what you're going to want to do is set the format up. So the format for the screenshots, so if you're taking a screenshot of a character or some anything in the game, I have that on high dynamic range, so HDR on. So I just want the highest quality I can possibly get. Now, if you go down to video clip format, this is where you can change things. And you'll probably wonder now why I've got it set to 1920 by 1080 when I'm using a 4K monitor. Why don't I put my footage out in 4K and store it? Well, the reason is if you change it to 4K, which we can if you have a 4K monitor, It does this, it puts most efficient and puts it as a WebM file, which in fact my editing software does not like it. So basically I can't clip at 4K and produce a high quality video from my editing software Filmora, because for some reason it just makes it all grey and it doesn't look very good. So for me, I would rather put out 1080p MP4, so just change it across to MP4. It's a lower file size and it's basically the most compatible for any kind of software to use. So MP4 for me is incredible. Now, if you want to then go to include your mic's audio, do you want your mic picked up or not? Include your party audio, do you want your party chat to come through? For me, it doesn't really matter because I mute the audio on the games anyway. Now, the next one is down in trophies. Basically, automatically, this is going to save every clip of a trophy you get. So every time you do an achievement in a game, it saves a screenshot and a video clip of that, which means your storage is going to get ate up real fast if you're playing multiple games. So basically turn both of these off unless you actually want to show people those trophies. But I don't know who does that. But basically just turn that straight off. Now, going back into the settings, I'm just going to find this for you. Go to System and then HDMI. And if you are capturing footage like I use a 4K 60 Pro Elgato, so basically you want to disable HDCP. If you've got the case where you're trying to capture it on Streamlabs and it's coming up like, you know, can't capture any footage, it's because this is turned on. You have to turn it off for it to be able to feed through to the HD 60 or the 4K 60, whatever you have, any Elgato or Ava Media product. So if you don't have it on, if you don't have it off, sorry, it's not going to capture it. However, there's a downfall to turning it off as well, so it works both ways. When it's off, you can capture footage, but I can't watch Netflix, YouTube, and stuff like that on my PlayStation. Now, that's not a big deal for me because I have 3 monitors here where we've connected to a PC and everything, so for me, it's not a problem, but if you watch media on it regularly, you're going to have to keep clicking it on and off every time you want to record or capture your footage via a external capture card. So for me, I have enable HDMI link on, HDCP off. So I hope you found these helpful. Let me know if you want any more tips and tricks on the PlayStation 5, any more settings, if you need to know anything about maybe recording or clipping and how to edit videos and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, little notification bell, and I will see you all in the next video.